always been graced with the presence of computers in my home. I had my desktop computer nearly a decade before my parents allowed me to have a cell phone. This is largely because my mom is a software engineer and computer literacy was regarded as being particularly important in our household. Additionally, I grew up living a good half hour away from all of my friends. Due to this, computers were an essential part of communication for me as a teenager. So it's no surprise that growing up, I spent almost every free moment surfing the internet, text based role playing, and playing games online. I was comfortable with computers and oblivious to any real lasting damage that could occur online. The summer I was 16, I spent nearly every day inside and on the computer with friends. With school out of session, it was the closest thing I had to hanging out with them in person. In the summer I was 16, I also happened to be obsessed with all things supernatural. I remember reading spooky stories about shadow people and poltergeists and sitting on the living room couch watching a haunting so long that the hot, hard leather would stick to the skin of my legs where they were trying to form into a single entity. I remember one night very vividly from that self-same summer. It was swelteringly hot in my house and humid to boot. It was 3 a.m. and I was curled up into a tight ball in the chair in front of the computer. My laptop was running slowly, so I was on my brother's desktop in the living room, and my brother was 8 hours away staying with our dad. I was talking to a boy who at that time was the love of my life over MSN Messenger and having a pretty average night. And then suddenly, I noticed that a message had been sent from my computer to his soliciting sexual favors. I squeaked. I squirmed. I panicked. I quickly typed out an apology, only for my computer to send another racy text. I switched to AIM. It did the same thing. Now, my first thought was that I downloaded some sort of messenger virus. But what scared me was the fact that it infected not one, but two different messenger programs. I was paralyzed with the mortification from the salacious messages and panicked with the idea that my computer was infected. So I opened up an internet browser to research the next action I should take to fix my messenger. Suddenly, the address bar slowly typed out a series of words to me. Hello, Alex Campbell. I screamed at the top of my lungs. Clearly, my computer was haunted. Now, the screaming woke my parents up rather quickly. My mom refused to listen to me, as it was 3 a.m. and I was meant to be in bed anyway, and told me to turn the computer off and go to sleep. By the next day, the entire experience was forgotten like a fever dream that had passed with no real solution. Until the next night, when I was in a webcam call with the same teenage boy as the night before. We were in the middle of some long-forgotten conversation when my computer began typing to me again. Only this time, I was determined to find out what demonic entity possessed my computer. So, with my stomach in a knot and perseverance guiding me, I responded. "Who are you?" I asked. "I'm Andrew," the ghost said. "What do you want from me?" I asked, braver than ever before. "Oh, well, your brother downloaded a Trojan virus on the computer a month ago, and I've been watching you. Want to be my friend?" Let me tell you, at 16, this was a lot less terrifying than communicating with the dead. It shouldn't have been. But my teenager brain felt safer knowing that the stranger was watching me from afar as opposed to possessing all the electronics in our household. So I had a conversation with him. Now, looking back on this story today, I am terrified to think of the way this person had been watching me for well over a month. The realization that they could see everything I did and that they could tap into my microphone and listen to everything I said, it is absolutely terrifying. And it doesn't surprise me at all when I think of the way that my mother completely wiped that computer and reformatted it afterward. But more than anything, it really drives the point home that we should really pay attention to what our kids are doing. That every time we give young people technology, we should also provide them with the tools to stay safe. I bet that most kids don't even know what a Trojan virus is or how quiet and unnoticeable it is. Most of them don't think about how easy it is to download something and give another human being unlimited access to all of your computer's functions. But I can guarantee you predators do, and they're counting on it.